Hi, Russell Teeter, Regional Director with the Maryland Small Business Development Center. And I just want to thank Ash for giving his story. It's a very inspirational story. He's very specific on the key strategies he used to take himself as well as his business from a not successful situation to building a multi-million-dollar empire. What he shares, his experience is tremendous, and I greatly appreciate his ability and his approach to business growth.
Hi, we're at Frostburg State University where we just had a fantastic presentation by Ash. He is the man. Very erudite, very dynamic speaker. He's extremely knowledgeable in all fields of business development. Highly recommend him as a speaker, consultant, and all-around great guy. Thank you for coming.
Hey everyone, this is Ash. I'm here to help you get more cash. Let me ask you a question. As a business owner, entrepreneur, executive, sales rep, whether you are brand new in the business or you have built an empire, have you ever wondered when and how do I make sure that I have enough money and so that I can spend more time with things I love to do? See, many times as business owners we forget that our goal of owning a business is to have more time, so that way we can enjoy the time that we have with our loved ones and the things we love to do. That's the purpose of building an empire. You see, my friends, when I got started, I came over here from India with 20 bucks and not a word of English. I'm author of 4 different books. I just wrote my latest book called Sell Like Crazy in 38 Hours Flat. I have also created an academy called Sell Like Crazy Academy, where we show business owners and entrepreneurs just like yourself how do you go from point A to point B so you can have more money, so you can spend more time with the people you love. See, my friends, today I'm here to talk to you about about how does 1,000 hours equals 8 to 12 hours. How does $110,000 or more equals $197? When I got started in business, I struggled. I struggled for 7 years. I could not, first of all, I had to go, I was in the financial world, and I could not pass my exam until 7 times. I finally passed it the 8th time, okay? And I could not succeed for 7 years. I failed miserably in business. I would go on appointment after appointment, and I could not close a deal. I had no skills. Obviously, I wasn't bad at it. I sucked at it. And I could not convince anybody for the life of me to buy something from me. It was that bad. And, I didn't know how to manage my time, so that I can have more money. I always struggled with that situation. I didn't know what steps I need to take, which I will share with you over here, what steps I need to take for me what things I need to do every day, what things I need to do every month, what things I need to do every year for a consistent period of time so that I can have more money and more time. I always struggled with that. And because I would go from I committed myself to self-improvement, and I would go to seminar after seminar after seminar, and I would learn all these things, but I couldn't put it all together in one place. You see, and that's what my struggling point was. I couldn't figure out when does 1,000 hours equals 8 to 12 hours, when does $110,000 equals $197. I could not figure that formula out. I didn't even know that formula existed, by the way. However, I do, now I know for sure, okay, that this formula is that. Now you're thinking, I know, Ash, how does 1,000 hours equals 8 to 12 hours, and how does $110,000 equals $197? Well, let's take a look at it for a second. Let's say your dream is to make, just say 6 figures. When we came over here, we thought 6 figures, man, we would be living the life, okay, if you made 6 figures. So if you made 6 figures, let's say you make $100 per transaction. If you make $100 per transaction, did you know that it will only take 83 transactions per month for you to make $100,000? That means if you made 830 transactions, you would make $1 million. Simple math, right? Now, what if you made $1,000 though per transaction? Now, of course, you are having to spend less time, okay, meaning you only need 8.3 customers or clients for you to make $100,000. So if you wanted to make $1 million, it would take 83 clients per month for you to make $1 million. Now, what if, by chance, just what if, okay, you could make $25,000 per client? Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, Ash, that's a big jump. You're talking about going from $100 per transaction to $25,000 per transaction. How can you do that? Now, that's totally unrealistic. Well, let me tell you, friend, I always wanted to figure out, and I could not close a deal worth even $100 when I got started. But I always wanted to figure out how does these other guys in the financial world, they make over 25, 50, 100, couple of hundred grand per transaction. I always wanted to know that because I know for sure that if I make one of these babies, in a month, I would be, I would, obviously I would have more money and I would have more time. Okay, so I figured, what happened is over time, I figured out a formula as I was going through the triumphs and the hard work and the doubts that sometimes I may not make it. And I figured out a formula where how do you close 357% bigger transactions than industry average. I taught this formula to an insurance agency. They went from 0 to 300,000 in 3 months, and they had $1 million in the pipeline. I taught this to a painting contractor. They closed $50,000. They had $50,000 revenue in 2 weeks. I taught this to recently an insurance agent. My formula is on how do you go from here to there, basically, okay, from point A to point B. So you can have more money, so you can have more time. If you have more time, you can have more money. It's a vicious cycle that you need to fulfill. That's why you are building an empire. That's why you're working so hard day in and day out. So you can leave a legacy when you leave from here. So I taught this to an insurance agent. He was struggling. I just took him on recently as a private client. And when I took him on, he's like, well, I can't close a deal. I spent $20,000 on marketing. And I don't know what's going on, but I can't close a deal. Well, I started working with him. In 2 weeks, we closed a deal. If that wasn't enough, he had an event where I revamped his presentation a little bit. I helped him out with his presentation. And he went from having 20% of the people book him for an appointment to over 80% booking him for an appointment. Now, talk about having more time and more money. Not to mention the fact that he's going to make a lot more per transaction than he was making originally. So my question to you is, how can you get more money so you can have more time? See, this is what I wanted to know, and I would go from event to event, seminar to seminar. I could not figure out. All I wanted to know is what is a system that can help me say, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And boom, I got to my point. How do I do that? And there was, I'm a visual guy, so I like to see things in a chromatical order, and I like to see things in a step-by-step manner, okay? So when I was looking at this, basically, when I was trying to figure this out, nobody really put it together for me. So I have done this just in case you don't know yet, but I have an event on September 22nd. If you like to come, more details, look here at the bottom. Now, let's just say, so I always wanted to figure out what is that system. So that's what I put together for September 22nd. But one of the things I wanted to know was, how do I spend my time on a day-to-day basis for me to be productive? What is productive time in business and in life? Especially when you're trying to make more money so you can have more time. Obviously, there's a triangle that needs to be fixed. The first is attitude. You have to have great attitude. And I believe that you are an American eagle, and I am just a little bird who is helping you fly. So you have a great attitude as it is. The second thing you must have is a environment. an environment which you can hang out in, where you can grow as an individual, grow as a person. And last but not least, you need skills. And that's where I was lacking. You see, I could not figure out how do I spend the time? So let's say that during the day, you have to do certain things every single day as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. The first thing you must do as an individual, as an entrepreneur, is you have to have certain amount of time spending on prospecting. You got to spend time on prospecting every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. So the question comes out is, how can you prospect most efficiently? Not just prospecting, but efficient prospecting. How can you prospect with your target audience in mind? How can you prospect in a way so that you can have qualified prospects that will pay you more for what you do? How can you make sure that you can position in your prospects' eyes where they are willing to pay you more? Okay, how do you make sure that your prospects come to you instead of you going to them? These mechanisms become so crucial. So when I was getting it going, and when I was struggling during that struggling period, I would go on appointment after appointment, and because I had called up of course uncles and aunts and cousins and all kinds of people, and I was just trying to ask for their help, and they were willing to help me. But when I would get to the end, I could not close the deal because I had not positioned myself. I was prospecting. I had lots of appointments. So sometimes, prospecting turns into this drudgery that we are going through, doesn't it? So the question comes out is, okay, how can you eliminate that particular portion of that particular way of prospecting? And I would go on cold calling. I would walk up, on the street even, sometimes, and prospect that way. I would meet strangers that I had no idea who they were out of the blue. So I did all that because I was so hungry. I was hungry to make it, of course. I wanted to, build an empire. I wanted to build an empire that said, hey, I wanted to have more money so I can have more time. See, the promise I made to my dad, on my way here, our plane got stuck and so forth at London Heathrow Airport. And then when we took off and everything, the next day, me and my dad were talking, having an intimate conversation about, hey, we were going to have a car, and we were going to have a big house, and we were going to have money in the bank. And that's what I was after. I mean, we had by that point in time, we have had townhome, but I wanted to have a bigger home, basically. Okay. So what ended up happening is that became a driving force, and I was willing to do anything it takes. But what I was lacking is skills. What I was lacking is skills of positioning myself so I can be the expert in my field. I was lacking the skills of how do I do marketing so that prospects will come to me instead of me going to them all the time. I was lacking the skills of selling strategies on how do I put together a step-by-step mechanism to sell more. I was lacking the skills of picking my particular target audience. And of course, I always had a dream. And the dream was to have a business that would pay me more and so I can have more time. Okay? So prospecting is number one in your list. 80% of the time you should be prospecting all the time. How much should you be prospecting? That depending on your goal and how much, what your closing ratios are. The better you get at closing ratios, in the initial stages when I got started, 100% of my time was prospecting. But then as time went on and I learned how to get better, less and less time I had to spend on prospecting. The second thing you must do is appointments. Listen, appointments are the key. Once you do prospecting, you pick up the phone, you get the people. When people come to you, the first thing you must do is set appointments. Whether it's an appointment over the phone, whether it's an appointment face-to-face, or last but not least, listen, I just figured out that on Facebook, by the way, you can actually set appointments on Facebook. So what I have been doing is you don't even have to go anywhere nowadays. You could just say, hey, get on Facebook. On the right-hand side where there's a green dots, when you go on Facebook, you'll see the people that are chatting online, and you can just hit the chat box that they have and say, hey, what's up? And then you can say, hey, let's do video chat. And did you know that on Facebook you can do video chat too? All right, so you can do appointment right then and there. You don't have to go anywhere. I just did an appointment with a person in Michigan. I did an appointment with somebody in New York, doing this. So you can have appointments all day long. The great news about technology is it's out there. The question is how you're going to use it. And last but not least, so appointments are the key. Now, how good you get at the appointments is the key number 2. Okay, the better you get at this, the more money you make. All right. So first comes attraction, prospecting. Attraction point. How do you bring your clients in? And how do you bring them through the funnel? But many times people don't think it through. So when you don't think it through, guess what does not happen? You don't make the money. Okay. But if you do think it through, you too can have a multi-million-dollar empire. The question is, have you sat down for 8 to 10 hours where you have set yourself down and done nothing else but preparing a plan? Have you sat down and really thought about exactly what you need to do from point A to point B and really just wrote it down? When was the last time you walked through that exercise? And many people have not. And that's the problem. And that was a problem with me. I have to admit, as soon as I did these exercises where I learned how to position myself as the go-to expert so I can get paid more and work less, I figured out how to do marketing. How do I get my clients to me so that way I don't have to go after them all the time. They come to me. Second, third, I need to figure out sales. I figured out a sales strategy. Check this out, right? I figured out a sales strategy where I have been able to close 357% bigger transactions than industry average, period. Now, I taught this to an insurance agency. They went from 0 to 300,000 in 3 months. I taught this to a painting contractor. They closed 50,000 in deals in 2 weeks. I taught this to an insurance agent just recently. He went from 0 to making his first transaction literally in 2 weeks. And he was able to book 80% of the people who came to his event for appointments. So he was, so depressed and he was down and he's like, I'm going to go get a job. And now he's going, oh my gosh, I got all these appointments. I don't know what to do. You see, make sense? So that's what I'm going to teach, at my event on September 22nd, where we will teach you how do you go from point A to point B, and we will take you through the process on how do you go from point A to point B. On September 22nd at DoubleTree Hotel in Columbia, Maryland, we will have an all-day event which you can sign up for. I have limited seating. Look here at the bottom. The pricing is $197. Now, why is it $197? It's very simple. It's because I have spent $110,000 and over 1,000 hours. Okay, I've spent over $110,000 over the years, and I have spent over 1,000 hours. That's literally 3 to 5 years worth of work for you. So either you can spend 3 to 5 years trial and error methods to learn how do you go from point A to point B so you can have more money and have more time. Or you can come to my event for 8 to 12 hours, 8 hours meaning we start at 8 in the morning, we do light breakfast, and we do training all day long, and then of course we'll have networking sessions in there. We'll have great time. I will even do wobble with you. We'll have other dances, Indian dances too, and we'll have a phenomenal time at my event. Okay. However, I have limited seatings left. Okay, so we'll go from 8 to about 5, doing the training. At 6:30 to 7:30, we have reception where you can do more networking, you can meet more people, you can have great time. Normally, just the reception alone, I could easily sell as a VIP tickets. I usually sell that for $1,000 very easily. Okay, just the VIP session alone, not counting the price of the event. The event itself is $997. Okay, so the question is, if you can get a full roadmap built on how do you go from point A to point B on a full day basis, where you sat down, where you focused. You see, number one reason people don't plan or can't plan is because there's too many distractions going on during the day. Well, how about we get focused from 8 to 12 hours so I can dump 1,000 hours worth of material from my head and from my knowledge and from my experience where I have built a multi-million-dollar empire. I've gone from struggling. I know the pains. I totally understand who you are and how you think and what's going on with you. So I'm going to teach you how do you go through the pains and really have, eliminate all those pains for you, and just give you the strategies, the methodologies, the way of doing things, so that way you can go straight to where you need to go. I went from struggling to 800,000, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, and over $2 million. And I'm here to teach that to you, so that way you don't have to spend 1,000 hours or $110,000. Okay, basically I came up with 110 grand because I spent between $500 to $1,000 per month every single year for the last 18 years, learning the stuff I'm going to teach you. So either you can spend over $110,000 to $300,000, or you can spend $197 one time and learn it and sit down with us 8 to 12 hours and get it done, where you know exactly how to go from here to there. You know how to attract more people, so you can get in front of more people and make more money. So you can know how do you have, instead of making rinky-dink amount of money, which is $100, and make 83 transactions per month, or you can learn how to make Godzilla amount of money, where you make $25,000 per transaction. So you can just basically have 0.3 person, 0.33. You can literally deal with the fingers, the arms, the legs, and you can make money every single month. I'm kidding, okay? Don't do that. But you get the point, okay? So that's what we are teaching on September 22nd at DoubleTree Hotel in Columbia. Go here at the bottom though, sign up right now. I only have 7 more seats left. This is a special that I'm doing right now at $197. Sign up right now, okay? Because if you miss it, if you snooze, you lose. All right? So you can either spend 1,000 hours and over $110,000, or you can spend 8 to 12 hours and $197 and you're done. Now, as a bonus, I know you're thinking, wait a minute, you are giving me $2,000 right there, right? What else can you give me? I got that. What's so special about $197? It's a little bit special, okay, because I am giving you a great deal. But I want to make you a better deal. Okay, if you like, okay, for $197, you get to bring one more person, a friend, a coworker, a family member with you. For $197, you can bring them with you, so that way they too can enjoy all day with you, have great networking sessions. We'll have great networking sessions. We'll have power sessions. We'll do the wobble. We'll do the Indian dance, and we'll have a great time, okay? So if you want to do all of that, do yourself a favor. September 22nd, DoubleTree Hotel, Columbia, Maryland. Go here at the bottom. Sign up right now. And as a favor, because I'm doing this for you and I'm giving you 2 tickets for one, I have one favor to ask you. Take this video and pass it on a Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on social media channels. Take this video and send it to to your email blast, okay? So take this video and pass it on to 10 people you know. I call this a karma agreement. Listen, if I do something great for you, okay, which is $197 for 2 tickets, I'm giving out, literally, $2,000 worth of value minimum, not counting $110,000 worth of value of what I know, my knowledge that I'm giving you, and over $1,000, 1,000 hours of labor that I put in, so that you can learn all that in 8 to 12 hours. I'm teaching that to you in 8 to 12 hours, and it's only $197. All I ask is you send it to 10 people you know. 10 people you know. How many people? 10 people you know minimum, all right? So with that in mind, listen, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Yesterday is gone, it will never come back. Tomorrow is coming, it's a bright day, but you must make today the best day of your life. Go out there and make more money so you can have more time. I'm Ash. I'm here to help you get more cash so you can have the life that you always wanted. Thank you. Namaste.
Hi, I just came from Ash's presentation and seminar. Let me just tell you, that it was better than I had ever expected. And that's not easy for me to usually say because it's usually not the truth. I just have to tell you that you have to attend his seminar. The academy, his academy is just going to be phenomenal. Why? Because he implements everything the business owners need. From A to Z, how you start out, how you build your client list, how you prospect, how you get clients, and how you keep clients. He gave us so much information in the little bit of time that we spent in there that it just made you start thinking about all of the different areas that you've actually been missing that you can go back and actually change, implement, and really succeed beyond your wildest dreams. You just have to be there. That's all I can say. But thank you, Ash. You really promised and you over-delivered. That's the way to do things.
Thank you.
Let me know when.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Chris Bridges, and I'm a speaker and a credit coach. I help consumers understand the principles of credit management. I just left an awesome presentation in this seminar given by Ash, and it was a wonderful opportunity to not only come together with like-minded individuals, but to learn key strategies and principles to take my business from where it is today to build an empire, and I'm so excited to get started. You should come to one of his seminars as well. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. Hi, my name is Donna Piercy, and I am currently the manager and operator of Kramer's Deli, a restaurant deli in Cumberland, Maryland. And I have the opportunity to buy the business, which is why I came to the seminar today for the Small Business Development Seminar today and met Ash. And it was a phenomenal seminar, really was. A lot of just amazing information, a lot of ideas and just creative ways and ideas to target the market out there and to generate your business and to take your business from where it's at to where you want to be, you know, in the next year, 5 years. Lots of opportunities. Honestly, it's a free seminar. I truly would have expected to pay top dollar for this seminar. There was just information that I never thought I would have access to, resources, ways to build your business, ways to buy the business, ways to help finance, very thought-provoking, intriguing, very high energy. If you're a business owner or you're wanting to buy a business, start a business, this gentleman here, Ash, I know can help you find the financing, anything that you need to not only start your business, but to take it up to where you want it to be. And just learn different ways today to creatively go about growing your business. I'm excited, and my mind is just overwhelmed right now, but I took about 6 pages of notes and took a lot of resources and good ideas and tips home with me that I'm going to go home and just kind of to pull out and just go over those individually and just chew on, you know, the little tidbits and the golden nuggets that I picked up today from Ash. So I'm excited about, you know, where I'm starting right now as a potential business owner, and really excited to come back, say in a year, and talk to Ash and say, hey, guess what? Look at where I was August 14th of 2012, and look at where I'm at now. Remember my name, Donna Piercy, Kramer's Deli, because you're going to see some good things happening in the next year.
Hi, I'm Odessa Hopkins. I'm the co-owner of the CEO Business Cafe, and we will be attending Ash's Sell Like Crazy Academy. You have got to be there.
Hi, I'm Barrett Matthews, founder of the Network Academy, and I'm going to Ash's Sell Like Crazy Academy in Maryland in September. You better be there.
Right. I'm here at the Ash is Cash Sell Like Crazy Academy, and I want to say, you know, I had a phenomenal experience to the point that I want to rename the academy. It's called the Sell Like Crazy Academy, but it shouldn't be called that. He didn't sell me a single solitary thing. What he did do is he helped me. Matter of fact, Ash, I want to rename it to the Help Like Crazy Academy. You know, I know as business owners and salespeople and entrepreneurs, one of the things that we struggle with, we go to all these seminars and we go to all these webinars, and we're always waiting for it. We wait for it. We wait for it. We wait for it. the moment when they're going to try to sell us something that we don't need, something that we don't want. It's like, what's the product, what's the pitch? I came to this event, I didn't get sold a single solitary thing. What he did do was he helped me refocus my business, get back in touch with my purpose. And I would encourage that any entrepreneur, any salesperson, I insist that you come out and attend this event. It is truly life-changing. Thank you so much, Ash. I appreciate the information that you shared with me, and I'm sure that my customers are going to appreciate it as well.